These are the top 3 Traverse City, Michigan mixed martial arts specialization training places with which you can go to. These are for people who want quality training, professionalism, top-notch instructors, in a friendly atmosphere and environment to which you can grow from, learn from, and become a better person, get better confidence, and of course, most importantly of all, learn to defend yourself realistically. What I consider the top 3, based on my personal experience, observation, and interactions with these individuals. Not only that, but as anyone knows, it takes a whole lot to impress me. In other words, I'm not easily impressed. So when I say these are the top 3, they've definitely more than proved themselves to be the top tier of the top tier. So let's get right to it.
Alright, so as I was saying before, these will be the individuals that I chose and all the details and so on and so forth. So without further ado, here you go. If you are a person who wants a gym or dojo type environment, then here are some of my top recommendations, suggestions, and references to some of the great, or as far as I'm concerned, the only 3 great instructors that I personally see as being worthwhile. Starting out with number 1, White Tiger Martial Arts. Main instructor, head instructor, Grand Master Jim Adkins. His specializations are American Kenpo, Ninjutsu, Shaolin Authentic Kung Fu, and many other effective, efficient self-defense specializations that are used in the military, special ops, and then some, even by people who have to protect the President of the United States. This is how effective and efficient and realistic his martial arts is. With that, he is by far the most passionate about what he does. Grandmaster Jim Sifu Adkins lives the way of the martial artist. There is no doubt about that. He has a wonderful personality and is a 9th degree black belt in his respective martial arts. Not only this, but he was inducted into the Hall of Fame of the martial arts. He is no doubt number 1 in this whole area of Michigan. Not just northern Michigan, but the whole goddamn Michigan area in general. The whole mitten. As far as I'm concerned, there probably isn't anyone within 300 miles that can match the quality and the expertise of this one individual. His total experience is far more than anyone in the whole Michigan region as far as I am concerned. So with that said, he lets his actions speak for him. He doesn't even talk himself up either, for his ways in Buddhism show, as he is not egotist. He does not have an ego, as he is a very peaceful, calm, caring, and friendly individual. You will never have to worry about a military-style classroom, nor will you have to worry about getting him mad, as he even stated to me one time, "I don't get mad, ever," as he once stated to me. He is an exceptional human being in general, a wonderful philosopher and martial artist. What he teaches can also be used for helping in cage fighting, mixed martial arts, fighting relations as well, even ground moves, as the maneuvers and techniques he teaches are universally adaptable. That's how useful and helpful and advantageous American Kenpo, Kung Fu, Ninjutsu, and anything else he teaches are. They're universally adaptable for all situations. By far my number one pick without a doubt, as should be yours as well. If you are truly unsure of where to even start, I'd say go with White Tiger Martial Arts, by far. And that, but he is the most well-respected Grand Master mixed martial artist you'll ever find in all of Michigan. Oh, and for those that have children or want to get their children into martial arts, he also does children classes as well. You just have to ask, though. My personal recommendations for what I would suggest you learn are American Kenpo or Kung Fu. But that's just me, obviously. Go for whichever you want or feel is more for you. Prices may vary depending on what you're getting into. These are usually worked out upon meeting and talking with him and what class you wish to take and start your training. Also, this is a uniform mandatory class for those that are curious on that. As I know some people, aren't for the whole uniform thing. Number 2. Seung-Ni Martial Arts. Main head instructor, Master Kevin. Specializations, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Kickboxing. Master Kevin is like the Jim Adkins of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, while owning his own dojo on 3 Mile Road. He's a well-respected and one of the highest rank of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He loves what he does. He has a great personality as well. He's firm, but he's fair. Has a great attitude and great style to how he instructs. I enjoy how friendly he is and how he is firm but fair, but also understanding, gives attention to those who need it, and has no special treatment and so on. You shouldn't have any issues here. Just try your best and do what you can. Eventually, you'll get to where you want. And at any time, you can go to try other classes of his as well. Very adaptable to your situation, and again, it isn't like a military training camp. Now, depending on the class that you end up taking will depend on whether you wear a gi or not. And if you don't know what a gi is, that's another way of saying uniform, but of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu kind. As there is also where there is a no gi uniform, and there is another main class where it is mandatory that there is a gi uniform. So a uniform gi will depend on what you choose for your training. Again, prices will vary on what class you take and how often you plan on going. Refer to meeting him and going over the details, or alternatively visiting the website provided in the description below. I strongly recommend this particular instructor and dojo for all your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu needs, or to even work out or learn kickboxing. Also, there are kid-friendly classes as well. Number 3. Warrior Combat Academy. Main head instructor, Matthew Elliot. Main specialization, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Also, is a successful cage fighter in his own right, winning well in the amateur level fights, working his way up. Matthew, from what I understand, has worked under Master Kevin for a good while before branching off and having his own dojo gym to work with. He's one of the newer instructors out there and around here, but he knows his stuff and he knows it well. Overall, a great guy and very friendly. Will no doubt be a future well-respected man of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu like Master Kevin. Matthew has a nowadays approach where it doesn't feel like you're in a situation of being with a grand master. So you don't have that unbalance or pressure on you and possibly feeling out of the league as some do. He is more or less one of the guys, which makes it a very comfy atmosphere to say the least. His dojo gym gets great stuff said about it all the time. Prices may vary again, depending on what you plan to do and how often you plan to go. There are several different ones to choose from. Just look in the description and links below.